Now, in one of our other videos, we've taught you how to lunge correctly to build your strength, and we'll be doing those lunges in lots of the classes. What we also need to do, though, is consider how we lift and lower in lunges and squats functionally. These are the movements that we do every single day. Now, I've put a load of blocks out around me, and that's so that I can pick them up and show you how to lift and lower and pick weight up effectively. Now, the reason they're all over the floor is because basically that's what happens when you have young children. You tend to have toys and things all over the floor, and at the end of the day we have to pick all these things up. And what do? We often, I'm going to obviously do it incorrectly, we bend the back and we pick things up off the floor. Yeah? Now that is one sure way of potentially hurting yourself, particularly during pregnancy. So we need to be really mindful of how we lift and lower, and that's why we need really strong legs, or one of the reasons why we need really strong legs, because we should be lifting through our legs and our glutes to lift and lower. Now when you're lunging to the floor, you need to do it quickly. Yeah, you've got 1 minute to pick up all your things from the floor. So you're not going to do what we did in our exercise class, which is to step back, hold, lift up, lower down and lift back up. We haven't got time to do that. But what we have got time to do is engage our core, and that is the most important thing. So I want you to practice this. Every time you lower to the floor, you keep your back upright. You engage your pelvic floor before you drop down to the floor, okay? So I'm going to do it now. I'm going to pick up that block over there. I'm going to change the angle of my lunges. We're only doing 1 repetition. We don't need to think about it too much. The important thing is the back stays up. I engage my core. So I'm going to lift up through my core. I'm going to drop down, and I'm going to lift whatever I need to pick up off the floor. I'm then going to go to another angle. I'm going to step forward to over here. I'm going to drop down, but I'm going to keep my back upright as I pick the block up and then come back again. I'm going to go back over to this way. I'm going to come down. I'm going to pick it up, but I'm keeping my back upright and I'm using the strength of my legs, engaging my core. I'm going to step back behind me this time, lift up through my core muscles, drop down, and then pick it back up. Okay? I'm going to keep going, drop down, and then lift it back up. Now I can feel my legs working, and I'm trying to squeeze into my glutes as well. That's not as important. It's that lifting the pelvic floor up, engaging the core before you pick up a weight. So I'm going to drop down, engage my core, and then lift up. Yeah? And then one more over here. Engage the core before you drop, engage it, and then keep lifting it on the way up. And it's when you're holding the weight, obviously these aren't very heavy, but if you are picking up a child or you're picking up a heavy object, you need to make sure you're really engaging those core muscles on the way up. So keep your back upright, use your legs, use your glutes, use your core.